Hello guys, welcome to this channel, Stellar Chat. In English, that means BatePapoEstelar. We chat about stars. If you go to Facebook, you can look me up there. And I actually doing a remake from a video that I tried to actually I downloaded about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I wanted to discuss the difference between the two cards from the tarot, which are the Justice and the Strength. So give me 1 second and let's go. There are different, you can say, different schools, and the cards derive from these two schools. One follows the line of the French school, and then the other from the British school. Nobody knows when the first tarot card appeared, although from, how can I say, from my friends, I've got a bunch of friends, they've been to Egypt, and they told me that there are places, certain temples, that you go inside, and there is this huge wall, and it's all carved with each one of the tarot cards. So you can say that this knowledge is way too old. So I separated most of my decks so you can have a view of what they look like. I'm not going to describe every little thing of every little deck, but there are certain similarities and certain differences, starting from the traditional ones all the way to the newest decks. So let's see. Since I said something about the Egypt tarot, I separated a very old tarot that I've got. As you can see here, it's very simple. I got this a very long time ago, before the internet appeared. So it's a very cheap, it's like a cardboard. But using this tarot deck, I was able to start to learn about tarot. Yes. So that's Anubis. Card number 5, Hierophant. Oh. The Egyptian, they got the same number for the cards that I just said, which are Justice, number 8. And they talk about the goddess, the Mat goddess. She, according to the texts, a person would die, and when this person dies, this goddess would take the heart of the person out of the body and weigh on scales. And in one scale, there would be the heart of the person. The other scale, a feather. And the ideal is, if you were correct, and if you respect the others, and you were a person who act with ethic and truth, the scales, they would remain equal. If not, there would be a problem. You can tell by this other deck over here, as I'm saying, look, the heart and one scale, and the feather on the other side. So I got number 8 over here. Then this card is also number 8. Then this is the Egyptian tarot card, and it shows the goddess Mat as well, but without the heart, neither the feather here on scales. And there is this other deck that's called Ibis tarot deck. And you can see the goddess as well. There are certain differences between each one of the decks. As you can see here, you check the symbol for the planet Venus and the sun sign of Cancer. And here, there are no signs. Over here, there is something that points out to the planet Saturn. According to some numerology studies, the number 8 is related to the planet Saturn. And Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn. Yes. And if you learn, if you know a little bit of astrology, you know that Saturn talks about things they have to be done in a very correct and responsible way. And you have to be responsible for your acts. So all these Egyptian cards show the justice as being number 8, and the strength as being number 11. And the Egyptian tarot gives a name for each one of the cards. You see here is written in Portuguese, but it says persuasion. And there are other details in this card as well. But you can tell that the lady, she places her both hands pretty much all inside of the lion's mouth. The other tarot deck, the lion walks along with her, at least, or depends of the illusion that you want to see. Maybe this lady is on top of the lion. So if she's on top of the lion, that it shows that she has got greater strength to tame the lion. This deck that it is called Egyptian Tarot, there is the lion is kind of, how can I say, it's a very gentle animal. On the bottom here, you can see the symbol for the sun, which is a circle with a dot in the middle, and the symbol of the sign of Aries. Plus, some of these cards, they point to some Hebrew letters as well, and you can see from here below. 11, it is said to be the number of the masters, of the teachers. And the Ibis tarot deck, the symbol for the planet Mars, you see, it's different. In one card, you got the symbol for the sun. The other one, you got the symbol for the planet Mars that rules the sign of Aries. Yes. But traditionally, most authors, they will relate the card of strength to the sign of Leo. And the planet that rules Leo is the sun. So this is the Egyptian tarot cards. So that's it, no more. Then, for those who like to study, how can I say, the Golden Dawn people, famous people like Aleister Crowley, and her name, I forgot, that lady, oh gee, she wrote so many books. I have read most of her books, and now her name, just my mind's blank. I'm sorry. I will remember by the end of the video. They use different numbers to relate to the cards. Yes. So according to Crowley, he chose the number 8 to show about justice. I don't know if this video will help you see the card and all its details. It is like, lots of geometric forms. And each card has got a name on it. This one, it is called adjustment. And there's the sign of Libra. It's a very tiny here. This is a very tiny deck. You see, it fits on my hand. So this is the number 8. And he chose to place the strength card, and he called it lust, the number 11. And you see how strong this image can be and give, lots of interpretation. The sign for Leo is right here below. From the same scholars, you got this different deck that's very powerful. I gained from a friend of mine, and I use it for a while, but it's a very strong energy to work with. That is the Tarot of the Golden Dawn. Blavatsky, I knew it, Elena Blavatsky. So everyone that goes really deep into study tarot or esoteric themes and topics, and even astrology, you might end up facing those books. And if you are curious and if you really want to see what's behind the construction or the build up of a tarot deck, it's always a good material for you to study. So it gives to the card of the strength, it is named Fortitude. It is number 8. And there's another symbol for astrology here. It's the north node of the moon. And the north node of the moon talks about the purpose of our soul in this incarnation. As you can see, same situation. The lady picks the lion head, as to immobilize the animal. And there is a cup that she holds, or he holds. Actually, she, because it is called daughter of the flaming sword. And she wants to tame the lion and win over this battle. On the other hand, you got the card number 11 for justice. And a very strong demonstration that it is related to the sign of Libra. The planet Venus is one of the regents of the sign of Libra. And there's another curious thing, that the other scale, you have got the sign for Saturn. So this lady here, she is balancing all themes related to Venus: love, material possessions, strong values, and it is going to be balanced with the responsibility and the commitment that one has got towards one's life. And another good thing, beautiful thing about this card is that you can see the yin and yang signs as well. She holds a sword, but she's placed onto the ground. So there are a lot of details for one to look at the card and try to get the most of it. So this is a very old school that goes by the 19th century. And I'm also going to show this tarot decks called the Bohemian Tarot. Very colorful. You can say that's quite simple. But, you know, same situation. The lady holds in one hand sword, the other hand a scale, yes, with the cross in the middle of her heart, and also Hebrew letters. That's for justice, and the number 11, very simple. A lady, you know, but if you pay attention, see, one breast is covered, the other breast is not covered, you know. So what was the meaning behind of this half covered and then the other one shown, related to the animal? And this one has got the lemniscate on top of the head with the infinite symbol, but on the other way. So this is the Bohemian Tarot deck. When we talk about the difference between the cards, everything that's related to justice, contracts, relationships, matrimony is a contract. It's a emotional contract, and you can see everything that leads to harmony, action, and reaction in your actual life, or if you try to see past actions that will result in the moment, in the present moment. When you talk about the strength, and you got the animal and the human, usually it's a lady. So we need to overcome our primal instincts. We need to dominate, we need to tame our instincts and use our rational side or our sense with much more power, as we are not going to be dominated by our very chakra, root chakra energy when we don't think. So I showed the before when I started the video. This is from Liz Green, and I can't remember the other lady. That's a very traditional tarot deck, the mythological deck. So this is Athena, the goddess Athena, and this is, you know, this is not good. Let's see if now it's better. Okay. Actually, this is the first card that you don't see a man. I mean, a woman, you see a man. One man taming the lion. And there's another thing that's different from the other decks that you can see there's a sword here. Usually you don't see any kind of weapon. And this is inside a cave. Why it is inside a cave? It's a reflection for you. Then some of the decks. And now I separate from all the ones that chose number 8 for justice and number 11 for strength. This one is the Oswald Wirth tarot card. It's a very pretty tarot deck. All in the back is everything is gold. It's very rich in color. And it dates from, you know, 18th, 19th century. So that's the card of justice. And look how serene this lady looks compared to the eye of the lion below. Very colorful. You can see yellow, green, red, yellow. This is a kind of orangish. You can add the meaning of the colors to the interpretation of the card. So what does yellow for you means? And green, and blue, and red, and etc. Just hold on a second. Then This is one of my oldest deck. This one I received, about many years ago, and you can tell the colors are all dying. This is the Barbara Walker deck, a very feminine, powerful deck, very colorful, and the cards, they really talk to you. So you see the eye that watches everything. And it's a very simple thing. You see just a lady wearing white, same situation. In one hand, she holds a sword. The other hand, she holds gracefully the sword, the scales. That's number 8. And the strength, number 11. Funny thing here in this card is, although the lady is very quiet and serene, you can see there is a bird, and we call a death bird a vulture, just looking to see if she's going to kill the lion. So the vulture is right there waiting. Oh, maybe there's going to be some food for me in a while. So that can be understood as you are fighting your battle, your inner battle, and you are not alone. There are people watching to see if you are going to succeed or if you are going to fail. That's one of the possible interpretations for this particular deck. So you learn about the classical meanings, and then you will add information according to the tarot deck that you are using, that you are reading. This one is the Sacred Rose Tarot deck. Same situations. Card number 8 for Justice. Another very colorful deck. Very rich in details. And this is a very interesting strength card, because it makes as if the lion is look upon a water, and you can tell the eyes. It looks like a lens instead of a lion. But you can compare the eyes of the lion with the eyes of the lady. And her hair is all flying up. There are flowers around them, and they are in the middle of the forest. The lemniscate is right here as well. This one is the Cosmic Tarot deck. The Justice, again, with the yin and yang symbols. Duality, shown here with the sun and the moon. And instead of an eye on top of her head, she herself has got eyes that can see everything. And this is the strength. Instead of taming a lion, she's wearing a shirt. She's wearing a shirt with a lion on it. And this symbol here, if you go into Hindu symbols, is the trident of Shiva. Why the trident of Shiva is placed on the top of the lion's head inside a t-shirt. And then you can also pay attention here on top of her head. She's got a snake on top of it. The next cards are from the Pictorial King Tarot deck. It's a different deck as well. And the people, they look almost real. I'm trying to get as close as possible so you can see the cards. She placed a flower garland around the lion's neck. Maybe why she has done that. And she looks so pretty, as if, wearing this dress, she's about to go out to a party. Notice, pay attention that the same garland of flowers that is around the lion's head, she's wearing one as well on top of her head. Very colorful. The Justice is a much more cold card. Look at the way the lady looks ahead. She's a very cold lady. She sits on her throne. She's wearing a gold dress. Same situation. One hand sword, the other hand the scale over here. Then we are going, there's another tiny little deck that I got here, the same that the author decided to place the Justice number 8 and the Strength number 11. This is the Gnomes Tarot, the Tarot of Fairy People. And it's another word. You see how it is it is changing. The lady is naked, but like a fair on top of a mushroom. So this is it's a fantasy tarot deck. Then here it needs strength to get the old tree trunk off the floor, and it's a man doing the job instead of a woman. So the ones that I have shown, they have 8 for Justice and 11 for Strength. Now I'm gonna show the opposite. The authors and the tarot decks that number 8 is related to the card Strength and 11 is related to the card of Justice. Another different deck. This is the Mermaid deck. It's from Lois Carabel. And this situation is a sea lion. And it's a mermaid and a sea lion. Here. Then here is this mermaid. Same situation, but the sword is down and the scales on the other hand. Then this one is the Universal Tarot deck. There is a castle behind her. So you see they are not alone. They are not inside of a forest or alone on a field. And she seems like she's enjoying it. And then the Strength card, there are different colors of the robe and the clothes that the lady is wearing. So different colors that will complement your interpretation, both the colors of the clothes and the colors behind her and the crown as well. Then this is a tarot deck that I used for quite a long time and I love it. The Hanson Roberts. The faces of the characters in this deck, they are so real and they look like real people. It's a very colorful deck. And here, the way she holds the lion, as if she's holding a lion like it's a cat on her lap. She's not afraid that the lion will bite her or do any kind of harm. You know, there is trust between them. She's got her eyes closed, and there's so much peace that comes from just look at this card. As you see, each deck has got a different picture. When you see the Justice, this is a nice lady. She looks straight into your eye. This cloth behind her is a kind of a purple. Purple is the color of the queens and princes. And you can even see her hands, fingers. Sometimes we don't see the fingers of the people inside the tarot cards. But what calls the attention is how she looks straight up to you. Okay, Hanson Roberts. This one is very popular, Rider-Waite deck. Many people have got this. The illusions were made by the lady Patti Smith. She just had the celebration of her birthday last month. And you see here that the lions, you can see the lion's teeth. She doesn't have her hand totally inside of the lion's mouth. Maybe she's afraid that the lion will bite her. But she's wearing white, the color of purity. There's some white around the lemniscate as well. The Justice, same situation, very colorful, full of purple and red. And you can see also the hands as they hold the sword and the scale. Another very popular deck that I used one deck that I have been using for the readings recently, and I love the way Chris Ann used a girl, and half of her is human, half is animal. She's got the lemniscate tattooed on her forearm, and instead of a lion, there's a lamb, to show there is purity and there is trust. Maybe she's the one with these primal instincts instead of the animal itself. And her necklace, it is a heart. There is a heart over here. Card number 8. The Justice is like the two sides of the same coin. You see how pretty this lady looks like, but she doesn't look as pretty as her shadow. Blue skies, dark skies. And you may reflect, we all have our shadow. We have the side of us that shines, that's, how can I say, that shows to everyone how we are. And then, in reality, how do we look like when nobody is watching us? Is it the same person, the same attitude, the same light that you show to you, or do you hide your shadows? Do you hide your dark side and you only reveal inside four walls? Some food for thought. This other deck, which there is a lot of meanings for you to search for, that's the, let me see if I can change here. This is the Old Path Tarot deck. The lady's naked. You see, instead of dressing up with a dress, she's naked. And the lion is totally alive. But she's riding the lion, you see? And there is trust. Otherwise, how the lion could allow her to be on top of him? Then, this is not the Hierophant. This is the Justice. You see, a sword is actually a rune. This rune is called Tiwa, Tiwas, tear for some. Again, there's a bird that shows on top of it. He holds a scale. And where does these stairs gonna take this guy? There's another difference. You see, there is not a lady holding a sword or a scale. It's a man. And it looks like the Pope or the Hierophant. The next tarot deck is the Moon Garden. The Moon Garden is a very colorful deck, and it's the world of fairies as well. Lots of butterflies. You can see butterflies in many cards, you know. And you see happy lion, happy lady, you know, lots of flowers. Very soft. The Justice. There's a full moon on top of it, showing, you know, illuminating all the darkness. And you see, you know, she's so elegant, holding both the sword and the scales. But behind her, everything is black, although the moon comes and illuminates everything. Then this deck is quite an old deck. Not many people, it's not that popular, but I've seen people using it. It is the Herbal Tarot deck. So Herbal Tarot deck, you got the red pepper as the strength card. And for Justice, you got plantain. And instead of a sword, you got a crystal ball in one hand. To use this deck is nice if you got some notion about herbs. It's quite interesting to mix the wisdom of the tarot with the wisdom of the herbs. That's a very interesting deck. And another one that's, there are two decks that I like to use, and they don't go so much as the traditional cards. This is the Tarot of Pagan Cats. I love cats. I've got a family of cats, and here, you know, I like to use these cards because of them. Instead of a cat or a lion, you got a dog. You see a cat, you know, taming a dog. Can you imagine that? The lemniscate on top of the cat's head. And this is a very cool card because of the Egyptian goddess mat. You see the wings behind the cat and all the Egyptian symbols. Another different deck that I'm going to show, it is one called, forgot how do you say this deck? Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter is like one, you have one figure, but then people see you as something else. So the author gave the name Courage for the card Strength, and they are a family, a mother with a child, but there is a bear. Instead of a lion, a bear, plus lots of birds behind, like the bear mother, the bear kid. But pay attention to below here, to the foot and to the feet. There's another snake here. So lots of animal images here for you as well. And the card for Justice, it is called Nature. And you got the lady mingle with the rabbit. I don't know if you're going to be able to see here, the lady, the rabbit, and there's a bird over here. And then here a man. Okay. Then I separated something there are more cards for you to see, if you like to see different cards. I don't know which deck is this one. Justice and Strength. I got this from a news agency here in Brazil, a collection. Same situation, blind justice and the strength. Again, you see, it's not a lion, it's a bear. This is a meditation deck from 1975. It is called Eager Tarot Deck. I apologize that I became late, and I wish I could have some more, a better light. Or maybe that's gonna happen, or no. See if it's gonna work. It's not working that much. So this is Justice number 8. This is the Gypsy Tarot cards. Very colorful as well. Rich in details. And the Strength. You see, light's not working. Maybe it's better this way. So you can add information according to the colors of the deck. Another 2 decks that I sometimes use in my readings, the Yoga Tarot deck. The lady has got 4 hands, the 4 elements that she holds: the element of air, the element of water, the element of earth, and the element of fire. And all the elements, they belong to the world of the yoga and Hinduism. The Strength card, there is a child placed on top of the tiny lion, and the child's mother is here to supervise, to see if the animal is not going to do anything to the child. And one tarot deck that became popular because it is in that book, the Bible of Tarot, or the Tarot Bible. It is the Crystal Tarot deck. same thing, you know, lots of colors, you know. And this is the strength card. So the light is not very good right now. I still have got more decks to show. Maybe I'm gonna show tomorrow, you know, popping up, because I separated like 3 different decks from goddesses and they follow the same number. Then I got 2 decks from the Mayan civilization, Shuntun deck and I don't know, Mayan deck, I think. Can't remember the name. There are so many decks. And then the collectors, the 2 collection decks that I've got, the Salvador Dali and Gustav Klimt. And there is this tiny, ouch, man, the cat just jumped like crazy, you know. Oh, fumaça. Maybe she's got scared with something. And this very tiny thing that I got from a book. Because one day I'm gonna say, you know, how I started to learn tarot and things like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little chat. I hope the image is good. So this is the best I can do at the moment with all the tools that I've got. You know, we are improving. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention. If you like this information, share with your friends, or share with those that are tarot lovers. More details you can learn if you feel like studying or apply for a course. And if you like my explanation and you want to know more about my job, you can find me on Instagram, BatePapoEstelar, which is the name of this channel, _ Stellar Chat. But I think that if you place Stellar Chat, you may find me. All right. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Bye.